Rescuers find pony barely able to walk from killed hooves after 10 years of neglect. The Thumail and Content animal refuge in Belgium has seen many cases of animal abuse and neglect. They haven't seen anything quite like the conditions and circumstances surrounding a horse later named Everest and pony later named Polly. One does not need to be a veterinarian or trained animal rescuer to see the damaging health effects that years of neglect had on Everest and Polly. Their shocking appearances stayed hidden for an unfortunately long time, though. The equines were mostly kept locked up, leaving them unseen by the public. A complaint was finally reported by the owner's family member. The lack of hostility during the rescue of the animals was the first unusual aspect of this situation. The owner decided to voluntarily have the animals removed from their current home. Everest and Polly's home was more like a place of torture. At the time of the rescue, the owner surrendered the equines peacefully, even admitting to the fact that they had not been let out of their makeshift shelter for over 3 months. Equines being locked up in a confined space for months at a time is terrible, but the actual conditions of that space were even worse. They stood in almost 2 feet of manure. Their coats were covered in fleas. Polly's curled hooves were the most shocking and unusual aspect of his condition. Rescuers found that he could barely walk. The severity of the hooves condition led to the estimation that Polly's hooves had not been trimmed in 10 years. Being locked up while standing in manure without the chance to naturally wear down the hooves only exacerbated the problem. Their length was so long that they curled a turn and a half, or 540 degrees. We have seen a lot of unmaintained and disproportionate feet with sometimes rotations of 180 degrees, but the 540 degrees, a turn and a half, in spiral that we contemplate here represent a heartbreaking first in 24 years of career. The constraint for the pony would be that experienced by a small child wearing day and night adult safety boots weighed down with mud. Thumail and Content, translated, reported on their website. Everest and Polly were treated at the refuge and quickly showed noticeable improvement. Polly's hooves were trimmed at a safe rate as to not drastically alter his posture too suddenly. Thumail and Content has brought into question how justice will be served for a decade of torture the equines suffered at the hand of their owner. Hopefully, there will be justice as Everest and Polly enjoy their new lives.